Hey everybody, this is Sean V. Bradley, CEO of Dealer Synergy, and I am the creator of AutomotiveInternetSales.com, which is the fastest growing online community for automotive sales professionals. And this month's July Dealership of the Month is going to go to a very special dealership, Tom Ring's Brown Dot Kia. And I've got Armand, you are the gentleman behind the success of this and your team. What's your URL for Tom Ring's Brown Up Kia?
BrownDobKia.com.
Okay, so I'm bringing it up on the screen right here. So it's browndobkia.com. And what I want to be able to do is formally recognize you for your success. You and your team are going to be the July 2013 Dealership of the Month, and to be able to hit that, you have to have something extraordinary. And I want to just kind of put the numbers up here. You have how many units delivered in the month of July out of the Internet department?
Sure. We had 135.
So you had 135 units, and I'm going to go here to put this kind of big so people could read this. So we're going to go to 11 to 24, 135 Internet units in July. Now, if I'm correct, 135 times, your gross is over $450,000. Is that about correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, 135 units, Internet units in July 2013. You have over $450,000 Internet gross. Okay, let's go through how the hell you did this. How many people, coordinators, appointment setters, BDC reps you had in your department in the month of July?
Well, we were running with 11.
Okay, so you have 11 appointment setters. BDC reps. Okay. Now, 11, tell us some of the details, without giving away the secret sauce per se, but help me understand, help the viewers understand, how the hell do you sell 135 units? How many leads did you get?
We were right around 20, when it was all said and done, about 2,100.
Now, 2,100. Now, for the record, because people are like, well, that's not a great close. A lot of these are not traditional leads. They're called non-intenders because you, besides being a Dealer Synergy client, you're also a Rich Dealers client. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so with Rich Dealers, they specialize in special finance lead generation. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so now let's go through this. You had 2,100 leads. So you had 2,100 leads. You had 11 people. For the record, do you think you had enough people, too many people, or what do you think?
Well, not enough, obviously. I think what we needed to do and what we did from the previous month was make sure that we were getting our call volumes up.
Okay, so call volumes. So you feel that what is your goal? How many phone calls should you do a day per rep?
Well, unfortunately, I think we were probably around, if we averaged everybody out, probably somewhere between 110 and 120, and I need to be up and over 120. I think we could have seen a significant jump, even in what we did.
You're at 110, 120, but want to be over 120 calls per rep per day. Is that correct?
Correct.
That's strong. Okay, now, well, help me understand the psyche of you were the director, and you had said part of the conditions of you taking this honor of being the Dealer of the Month is saying give the credit to the girls. Explain to me what you mean by that and why you mean that.
Well, I know that these girls are working hard. They're going through their work plans and they're working their leads, and I think they really took a giant step up from the month before. We've got girls that have been in the maybe doing it 2.5, 3 months, and they've really shown amazing improvement. And to go from 26,000 attempts to 28,000, that's 2,600 more in a month. I think they just really buckled down, and and then really they went from a 2,800 contact the previous month to 3,600. So, yeah, they really stepped it up, I think, in July, and I got to attribute that to their hard work.
Well, no, I was in the showroom, and let's talk about that for a second. You know, the environment. This is really amazing. What you have is unreal. The average dealership has literally 10 salespeople, 2 sales managers, GSM or GM and F&I to do 96 cars. You've got 11 girls in your department, and you are the manager, and then Kate is the manager as well. So you got just you have like literally, like it's like you have your own dealership. Would you? How do you correlate like what you have compared to what the average full-blown dealership has?
Well, I think we're real lucky. The resources that we have, the Tom's provided us, the room that these girls are in, to be able to work and you know, they got enough space and not on top of each other, but they're, you know, you remember what it was like back in the old room, where it was like a shoebox. So I think the resources are here. I think that's why we really, really want to step it up. I mean, I even want to take this production, and I would like to get, to be honest with you, this next month, between 160 to 175 units out of the internet department.
Wow. Projecting 100 and what?
I'd like to get 150 to 175.
Now, we neglected to mention that you are a single-point Kia dealership. Is that correct?
That's correct.
You are a single-point Kia dealership delivering 135 units a month out of your internet department, and you would like to sell 150 to 175 units. And I want to ask you some really strong questions here, man. A lot of people say the internet, schminternet, like, you know, the internet's not important. What do you say about the internet not being important to a car dealership in 2013, 2014?
Well, I think the internet is everything. I think the internet is the way of the future. I think I saw it back in 2004 to 2008. Less floor traffic, more internet traffic. Everyone that's coming on the lot, and I mean everyone, has probably been online for some reason or another, doing research, checking the inventory, seeing what prices are like. This is a whole new world. It's if you're not poised to handle an internet customer, you're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Okay. A couple other questions I want to ask you, because I concur, is that let's just call it what it is. You are a heavily special finance or bad credit, dealership. Would you agree with that statement?
I would agree.
Okay. Now, some people turn their nose up and they're like, well, I don't want to get into special finance. I think when I look at the numbers, you're tracking $5.5 million a year out of your department. If you keep up the pace, and not including if you keep growing it at the level you're talking about growing it, you could really break $6 million out of your internet department. And you're attributing the success to special finance. What do you say to dealers that turn their nose up of special finance departments or special finance customers? What's your response to that?
I would say give it a look. I came from a store out in California that we didn't do special finance, so this was new to me when I got here. And I can tell you, this is, there's a lot of good things that come out of it, and you can definitely improve your growth and help some people along the way. So I think it's a win-win.
I would agree. Now, do you have any? What advice do you have about differentiating between conventional internet and special finance? Because a lot of dealerships I find is that are dabbling in special finance, they're kind of melted in. It's like this big crock pot. They have an internet or BDC, and everybody's doing everything. And I think it's confusing. It's bad. What is your approach, with internet versus special finance? Do you have different processes, different philosophies, or is it just one lump prospect?
No, I think you need to specialize it. I think you need to segregate it. I think you need to have the internet coordinators that are, specifically working on special fi, because that is, we used to call them extra work, extra effort deals, and there may be some extra effort that are involved in it, but it's very rewarding, as opposed to your conventional leads. You've even got your difference between your intenders and your non-intenders, your people that are, really whip smart and know everything about the car before they come in. That needs to be handled by a specialized person as well. So I think segregating your internet department is the way to go. And have specialized people who know exactly what they're doing with that particular customer, I think, is a must.
I kudos. I agree 150%. Now, if there are people that are watching this, whether they're internet consultants, internet managers, internet directors, appointment setters, BDC reps, any level, and they're going on to automotiveinternetsales.com because they want to sell more cars, and they believe the internet is important. What advice do you have? I mean, this is special what you're doing, brother. Congratulations to you and your entire team at Brown Dot Kia. What advice do you give for other internet directors or internet staff that want to achieve your success or something close to your success? What are your tips for them watching this video?
Well, and I don't mean to say this just because we're a member, but I can honestly say that since we've joined, we've got a plan. I've had nothing but help from your group. I'm on the phone with your people probably 4 or 5 times a day. You guys have helped me put together a plan, implement the plan, realize the plan, and a goal without a plan is pretty much just a wish. So I think that this has been great. When people ask me, well, what have you gotten from Dealer Synergy? Well, I've got a big book that tracks every number that we hadn't tracked before, which has allowed me to be able to see where we were, so we know where we're going. And that's what I would impress. You got to know where you've been to know where you got to go, and Dealer Synergy has certainly been instrumental in helping me do that. I didn't mean to be an advertisement for you, but there you go.
Well, again, and for the record, I'm really humble, and I really appreciate that. But let me translate that, without the commercial, because I don't want people to think that this is planted. This is like legitimate stuff here. Is that's very kind of you to give us the credit, but at the end of the day, what we did provide you with and what you're saying, so for the public, whether they are a Dealer Synergy candidate or not, what you need is a plan. Like Dr. Covey says, you need to begin with the end result in mind. You can't just say, I want to sell as many as I can. You need to start with the number of units and then back into it. Figure out how many leads you're going to need, how many people you're going to need to work those leads, what's the schedule, what's the setup, what's the process, what are all those details. Again, I agree. And then the 3-minute book's tracking. So again, if what I got from what you just said, other than Dealer Synergy is awesome, is that you need a plan, you need metrics to hold your team accountable. Because if not, you're just hoping or wishing.
Yep.
Correct?
Correct.
Can you just
right on? By
first name, who are the people you want to shout out from your department that have just been incredibly instrumental to your success in your department?
Sarah Klinker. She's just amazing. She's got a 76.43 show ratio. Jessica Allen, 68%.
Wow.
Sarah Ballett, 68%. Tina D'Imperio, 153 appointments last month, 76 shows. And she's just rocking it. She's made the most in commission. Sherry Hart, Jess Heff had her best month ever last month, 63 appointments and 47 shows. She cracked 1,000 in commission. Khadijah Wheeler, always strong. Listen to this. Out of 68 appointments, which may not sound like much, she had 6 referrals, 47 shows, and rocked it to 69.10% show ratio.
Oh, my God.
And she sold 15 cars. So, great work.
Wow. Again, just congratulations. By the way, I just secured a Kia dealership, Kia of Canton in Michigan, and I was actually very proud of your story. And so the general manager, and he's actually the dealer principal, he owns the store, is Bruce Genty. I'm going to have him just to call you probably after he sees this, because this is just crazy. I mean, what you're doing is special, man. So congratulations to you, your team, your general manager, Mark, Tom Ring himself, Kate Ring, dealers that want to be successful on the internet, in business, in sales, and special finance and used cars need to look at what Tom Ring's doing at Brown Dot Kia, because what you're doing is extraordinary, not ordinary.
Well, thank you very much.